Hey, what's going on, guys? This is my Elestrals Panterror Deck Profile. Let's get into it. So, starting off with the spirits, there's Lycoris at 11 copies. There's 2 Terratlas, 3 Leviathan, 4 Zaptor. You'll see why here in a little bit. This is basically a utility for spirits. This deck, in my opinion, aside from a couple of the red archetypes, is really freaking good. Let's get into it. Starting off with this guy with the wind spirits. I do 3 Hydrake. Card is great. Card is the mainstay of the deck. It floats into your level 1, and then your level 2 floats into your level 1 floats into your level 2. I max out at 3. I have 2 Twindra. I only have 2. I want to get a third. Card's really good. And then 2 Panterror. This card is the best in this deck. It's just the best in general, in my personal opinion, because of the fact that these two float into each other, and then they float into this, and then when this is destroyed, you get these guys back. It's really, really good. Then I play 1 Chrysor, or the Sporlet evolution, if you will. I only play 1. I only think you need 1. I'm literally just... I ran out of playables from my box, so I'm playing 1 copy. I'm playing 2 Sorlet. Sorlet is easily one of the best beat-overs in the game. It's very versatile. It comes in handy very effectively. Then P-Gust, I play 2. Best rune removal. In my personal opinion, this is the best rune removal. This pops set, forces activations from counter runes, forces activations from a lot of stuff. P-Gust is by far underrated, in my personal opinion. That's it for all the Wind Spirit utilization cards. For the Elestral portion, there are runes that are separated, but getting into the spirits or the Elestrals, I play for water. I play 2 Veritaqua, because sometimes when your opponent's on the defense, because let's be real, they are not trying to attack into a Panterror, so they're going to be setting it, trying to find a way to out it. After they figure out their way, you can just keep popping their sets. This card is very good and highly, highly underutilized. Next, getting into the Thunder stuff, I believe that this card is besides it being one of my favorite cards in the set, and one of my favorite cards in the game, I feel like this card is highly underrated. Aster Rabbit is by far my favorite card in this deck. Primarily just because you get to look at the top 3 cards of your deck, put 1 into your hand, shuffle 2 back, throw 2 back. It's very good. Card selection wins games 90% of the time. And Aster Rabbit just gives you that card selection to put you at a higher advantage. Then I play 2 Boombat. Removal is just great. Everything about removal, I love it. It's amazing. Boombat is by far one of the best removal Elestrals for just in general. Because at the very worst, if you're not beaten over something, it's just pop. Card's very good. Now we're getting into the runes. Starting off with, again, Thunder utilization. I only play 1, and that's Thunderstorm. Target and destroy a rune. It's a 2 specific mana or 2 spirit cost P-Gust. That P-Gust is just better. This is good. I play it just because, my personal opinion, redundancy wins games. Now into the Earth. I play 2 Earthquake. This is just generic Elestral removal. It's just very good. Now into the Water. I play 2 Tsunami. This card is by far one of the best cards in the game. This card is easily a staple 3 of in like 90% of the decks, but for this deck and just all the cards I have access to, and the fact that this deck is so versatile, I just wanted multiple options. So I'm playing 2. Now for Wind Spirits, 2 Tornado. Sorry. Target an opponent's rune and return it to their hand. It's not as good as P-Gust. It's not as good as Thunderstorm. I have debated, honestly, cutting this to 1 and getting a Thunderstorm, but this takes care of a Demeter. This takes care of a Field Rune. It slows them down a turn. Sometimes this gives you just enough advantage to push for game. Then I play 2 Bag of Winds. If you put this on a Panterror, good luck removing that Panterror. Because there's a lot of stuff, unless they're playing Veritaqua or just something bigger than an 8 on the rear, and they switch it to a rear, they're just not beating over a 17 front. I have found that very, very good. And the fact that this just protects your Panterror from being destroyed is just immensely powerful. Then I play 2 Island of Aeolia. Just field rune removal. I feel like teching 2 of your field in any deck, any spirit primary, whatever your spirit primary is, I feel like this just beats a lot of stuff. Just for the pure fact that this is pure removal. I feel like field runes are just strategic removal at this point. Because sometimes you just need to... Like, green is by far a powerful color that just gets big and beefy. So, a lot of decks I've run into have been field reliant for green at least. So, this just popping their field kind of puts you in a driver's seat. 2 Alias. I'm not going to lie. I literally only Nexus him at 1. I don't personally care. I just have him for the Bag of Winds to proc. He's literally just to proc the Bag of Winds. There's no other point to have him. Sometimes his effect does come up to where you can disenchant 2 from him in order to search your deck for an Elestral for an enchantment cost of 1. He doesn't always come up. I would honestly cut him down to 1 once I get like a couple other cards. But I play him at 2 just for the versatility. Into the hybrid or multicolor runes. And this is just because it's what I had for the deck. I play 1 Nectar of the Gods. Only have the 1 available. All the others are in decks. 1 Circle of the Sky. Nexusing can help, especially when you're Nexusing onto a Boombat. It's kind of funny because then Boombat just gets more pops. Chiron's Obel. I probably butchered the crap out of that. This card comes in handy. This card I have been doing testing with, and when your earlier Elestrals get popped, you draw cards. Because it's when an Elestral is sent from the battlefield or is destroyed in battle, you can draw a card. So, when you attack, and if you get multiple attacks to beat over stuff, this lets you draw a lot of cards. I'm only playing it at 1. I'm testing it right now. It's coming out pretty good. And I feel like that card is highly underrated. But, again, we're still in the game's infancy. So we're still allowed to do a lot of testing. 2 Ambrosia. Ambrosia is by far one of the best cards in the game. This is a staple 3 of in every deck. I only have the 2 available to me, so I'm only playing 2. This is effectively... Oh my gosh, this card is so good. Just refill 3. Amazing. Cannot... This allows you to play less spirits. Like, the fact I'm only playing 2 Terratlas. And I play 2 Earthquake. The fact that I play 2 is just because of the Ambrosia. The Ambrosia lets you cycle them back. That way you can Earthquake again. It literally is just the best utility. It makes your Spirit deck so versatile. This card is so good. Onto the defensive card of the game, I believe, Shield of Achilles. This card is just so good. I love to play tempo decks in Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon. I love tempo. This card pushes tempo in your favor when they're attacking with their big guy, and if it doesn't have protection from like any type of rune protection, you can literally just go bounce. And then that puts them back so many turns, especially if they ascended. If they ascended, then that's 2 spirits or even 3 spirits just gone. This card is I love tempo. Like I've said a million times, this card is just so good. This card is easily probably the second, in my personal opinion, the second best card in the game right now. Ambrosia's the first. This is the second. And the last card I play at 2, Resting on Your Laurels. This card I'm a little iffy about. It comes up a lot. The card is very, very good. The card is going to see play in every deck. The more testing, I feel like this card is probably either going to be a staple 2 or a staple 1 of. Or it's going to start seeing play in sideboard. The only reason I'm saying that is because sometimes it's just a dud. Because your opponent may have, I don't know, if you're playing against another Panterror deck. And they have another Panterror at 3, and then, let's just say they've Nexus this up to 3. Then... Resting on your laurels, unless you have a second one down, isn't going to do much. Because then they're just going to be like, hey, get rid of this. Beat over whatever, chip away damage, and just keep knocking you down. So resting on your laurels, in my personal opinion, is either a 2 of, or a 1 of, or is a sideboard card. I love how this card plays in the early development of the game. But after set 2, set 3, specialty sets, you never know how long this card's going to remain relevant. But that is my Panterror deck. It is highly, highly competitive. I've played a couple tournaments so far. Just for fun with friends. We've done locals with prize support. Our prize support being store credit. This deck is easily a top contender, I think. But if you guys have any questions, feel free to PM me on Facebook, PM me on YouTube. Pretty soon this will be up on YouTube under Redemption TCG. And without any further ado, guys, stay safe and keep casting them Elestrals.